Before we start the video, I want you to subscribe to the best Telegram channel at the first link in the description, where we show our earnings on cryptocurrencies, and not only, our capital that we manage is more than $3 million. Here you will find only the most useful. Thanks for subscribing. Also in the description is a links to verified exchangers, when you register on which, you get a welcome bonus from me. Let's get to the video. The World Economic Forum in Davos. What was interesting there? And what was memorable about Circle and Ripple who were there and spoke there? Also today we'll touch on the future of Ripple in 2023, and what general updates we have on the Ripple court case, as of today. As for Ripple, the XRP token is trading around 41 centers. It has passed the psychological barrier of over 40% and is now trading higher. The next target on the chart here clearly shows that we can count on 47, and accordingly, that's the closest target I see so far. Yes, indeed, the XRP token can go further, but only after it solidifies above 53 cents, and thus can continue to rally. It needs to get a foothold in the weekly time frame in order to continue that, and it will thus be trading above 50 and 200 mealings, which would indicate that this cryptocurrency has bullish sentiment after all. As for what we had in Davos, yes, there was a lot of interesting stuff. But Ripple is a coin that has value, and they performed at Davos. What was memorable is that Ripple and Circle are here. They're doing stablecoin, specifically Circle USDC. They emphasized the importance of using systems that create tangible utility and value. Well, for example, it's like Vitaly Buterin, who earlier back in 2019 stated that if I could buy a Bitcoin Cash and go to a store and buy some products, its value would be super high, and thus, it would be a successful coin. And, of course, what we see here is that really they're basically claiming it to be valuable and for it to be applicable. But both Circle and Ripple had a bird's eye view of the broader discussion of blockchain cryptocurrency in Davos, given their participation outside of the WEF conference, in a host of crypto events such as Blockchain Hub Davos and Blockchain Central GBBC. Well, accordingly, what is also worth noting here is that the topics of Ripple itself were discussed, but in general, what was highlighted here is that Ripple continues to grow, and what they need in the near future is to win in court. But this is key why the company can be successful, and why the crypto industry can be partly regulated, because if Ripple wins, for example, that way the SEC will be picking on cryptocurrencies less, perhaps can selectively pick on them, but if Ripple loses, then SEC absolutely any cryptocurrency it can destroy, and it will be quite easy to do so, because Ripple is a major cryptocurrency that has been on the cryptocurrency market for quite some time. It has been around since the advent of Bitcoin, and accordingly, we can see that it is a watchdog of the cryptocurrency market, which has been in the top 10 cryptocurrencies for a long time. So it's worth noting, something the very decision on SEC and Ripple, it's going to be key within the regulatory framework, and those who think that regulating cryptocurrency is just a snap decision, no, you need precedent, and there is a precedent. It's the SEC versus Ripple case, and basically, the status of cryptocurrency in America, what it is, and what it's eaten with. Also, the head of Ripple in the Asia-Pacific region stressed that he believes progress has been made, in terms of dialogue and understanding of crypto, given that the number of event panels has increased from 2 sessions in 2022 to 7 in 2023, and he said that if you think of 2 parallel tracks, the industry is pushing the agenda outside on the street, in Davos and in the region, and then in what's going on inside, that penetration over time, why it's important, why regulators and banks should talk about it, and why it should be a broader topic than just what's going on in a night bar here or on a panel there along the waterfront, and also whether there should be more representation of the crypto and blockchain ecosystem within the WEF is a more difficult question. Entwistle believes that topics with broad reach outside the crypto ecosystem need more representation with projects, protocols and tools that offer value and insight into nasty global issues. Well, I mean, the inclination here is that you need value, you need insight, and also for Ripple it's cross-border payments and providing liquidity. Other crypto proponents are talking about blockchain-based CBDCs and carbon credit initiatives. Here's what's interesting and what was discussed at Davos, in terms of what was even there, regarding Ripple, the XRP token, Its status. FinCEN doesn't consider XRP a security. The Department of Justice does not consider XRP a security. Only SEC, under Gary Gensler, considers XRP a security. These are the key figures that are basically represented here who don't think XRP is a security. They are, in part, even supporters of Ripple. What's also worth noting is that crypto companies seeking to go public in the United States are finding that the vetting process by the SEC is becoming increasingly lengthy, sometimes limited to almost 100 questions, and that suggests that the government should win and dine companies like Ripple to get them to stay in USA to provide jobs and add to the economy. Instead, Gary Gensler is trying to run them offshore. Who does this guy really work for? Maybe we should ask Soros. As of today, more than 30 national payment systems are planning to switch to ISO in 2022, and 80 will be launched by the end of the coexistence period in November 2025, and XRP will sit on that throne, and it will be the center of the global economy. Next, we see here XDC, HBAR, and those cryptocurrencies that fall under the ISO criteria. As for the chart, if we look at XRP and Ether, on the weekly time frame, we see a picture that we could go sharply up, and if that happens, we could be up 142% to Ether, assuming that Ether is either standing still or falling, and XRP is naturally rising. To summarize, we did find out here that Davos, Ripple was discussing usability and discussing applicability. It's understandable, and not insignificant, that this update is necessary, and already basically the end of the litigation between Ripple. And now, the status between Ripple and SEC it is that they have entered a decisive stage as both sides await a date for a final decision, which remains undetermined for now. Before, it was stated that it was still Q1 2023 or March, spring 2023, but so far we see that there is no exact date. Thank you all for watching. Bye, everyone.